Welcome, baseball card junkies,
to Baseball Card Junkies TV.
Tops 85 401 here.
And Titanic Taters right here.
And today we're going to talk about all the different types of collectors and show you examples of cards from those types of collectors. So sit back and enjoy the video. So the first type of collector are themed binder collectors.
And this one happens to be my current Stars binder. So you see there's just all different types of cards here. Refractors and just a bunch of stuff put in here for current Stars. That is the theme of this binder. Other collectors will do 500 home run club, 3,000 hit club, Hall of Famers, team sets, stuff like that. But yeah, that's the themed binder collectors.
Excellent.
And another style of collector is player collectors.
So player collectors try to get every single card of a specific player. So this is just kind of an example. Some might be in binders, some might be in like magnetics, you know, some of the higher end cards. And then also player collectors a lot of times try to get autograph cards. So basically a player collector just tries to get every card of a certain player. And next you have set collectors who typically try to hand build a set by opening packs and trading cards. So here's a bunch of sets here.
And then we have another type of collector, which is a vintage set collector.
So yeah, so this is like an example of a 59 set here. So those are tough to put together. And then you got high grade vintage set collectors as well as master vintage set collectors. For example, like this card here, there's a gray back and a white back variation, and then all the error variations that you can find in vintage sets.
And then something we don't have an example of is a modern master set collector, which is somebody who collects every card that encompasses that set. So you got your base set, you got all the parallels within that base set, so the SPs, you have all the insert sets and other parallels as well. So like for tops, your emeralds, your red hots, your refractors and sapphire cards and all that as well. And then you have your rainbow builders.
And basically a rainbow builder is going to try to get every color variation of a specific card. So for example, here is a 2006 Finest Barry Bonds with all 10 variations, including the 1 of 1. You don't necessarily have to get the 1 of 1 to complete a rainbow. That's obviously not going to happen in every case. And then of course you got the vintage collectors. So you got people that like high grade vintage. This is the best example I have, but typically high grade vintage collectors are investors. And then you got average grade vintage collectors. You got raw grade vintage collectors, people that collect raw vintage. And of course you got, I just want an example of the card, I don't care about the condition, vintage collector. So this card's a perfect example of that. And then a whole new, or not whole new, but just a incredibly complex category that a lot of people aren't aware of, and that is the pre-war vintage. This is a T206 card, but there's just a lot that you can collect on the pre-war as well.
And then you have your TTM and in-person autograph collectors.
So that would be a card that has an autograph but is not one that is pulled from a pack. A lot of people will send cards through the mail with autograph requests, and then a lot of people will like go to spring training games and Major League Baseball games or anywhere that they can get an in-person autograph of their favorite player as well. Then you got the collectors that like the hits.
And the hits are usually either pack pooled art or redemptions, and there'll be modern players with autographs on them. Some will be serial numbered, some will not be serial numbered. You got your patches. Then you also have relics, which can be of modern or retired stars. And then you have your autographs with, a patch or a piece of jersey or a bat card in there as well.
And then one of my favorite categories are the tough to find 90s inserts. This category is really growing, and there's a lot of people that collect complete sets of these tough to find 90s inserts, as well as player super collectors that had players that played in the 90s. Then the last category, which we really don't have any examples of, are prospectors, case breakers, and
investors. They all kind of tie in together because they're all looking to get as many examples of the highest end, cards that they can get, and hopefully make money on it later on down the road when that player has an MVP caliber season or is just the hot player for that week.
Yep. So it's pretty amazing how those cards can be flipped for some big money.
Yes, it is.
And typically collectors will buy those cards later on down the road, but maybe investors sometimes too. So that's what we got for you guys. And then there's a collector like us that gotta collect everything.
That is baseball card junkies.
We are baseball card junkies.
And how you can tell you are a baseball card junkie.
1, you get bored with your collection, so you gotta keep buying more cards so that you're entertained.
And 2, you have a binder of cards that need to go in your other binders.
Baseball card junkies, happy collecting, guys.
Peace.